Imagine waking up to the sound of fighter jets roaring over your head as a foreign power brazenly disregards the sovereignty of your nation. This is the harsh reality that Romania is facing today, as Russia has just crossed the red line in a move that has sent shockwaves throughout the international community. For decades, Romania has been a key player in Eastern European politics, and its strategic location has made it a crucial ally for both the United States and the European Union. But despite its importance, Romania has long been vulnerable to the whims of its powerful neighbor to the east, and now Russia's latest actions have brought the region to the brink of chaos. So, what exactly is the red line that Russia has crossed? To understand this, we need to delve into the complex history of the region and the events that have led up to this moment. The red line refers to a long-standing agreement between Russia and Romania, in which Russia agreed to respect Romania's sovereignty and territorial integrity. But this agreement was not just a formality. It was a carefully crafted compromise that was designed to prevent exactly the kind of conflict that we're seeing today. And yet, despite this agreement, Russia has consistently pushed the boundaries, testing the limits of what it can get away with. In recent years, Russia has increased its military presence in the region, conducting large-scale exercises and deploying advanced weaponry. And now, with its latest move, Russia has effectively torn up the agreement and thrown the region into chaos. So, what's next? Will the international community stand idly by as Russia continues to bully its neighbors? Or will they take action to defend the sovereignty of nations like Romania? The answer to this question will have far-reaching consequences, not just for Eastern Europe, but for the entire world. Russia's motivations. Unpacking the why. As the world grapples with the implications of Russia's bold move, a crucial question remains unanswered. What drove Russia to cross the red line in Romania? Was it a calculated gamble or a reckless miscalculation? To understand Russia's motivations, we must delve into the complex web of interests and alliances that shape its foreign policy. One possible explanation is that Russia seeks to reassert its dominance in Eastern Europe, a region it has long considered its sphere of influence. By challenging NATO's presence in Romania, Russia may be attempting to send a message to its neighbors that it will no longer be ignored or marginalized. This bold move could be a bid to regain the influence and respect it feels it has lost since the end of the Cold War. Another possibility is that Russia is driven by economic interests. Romania is a key player in the Black Sea region, with significant oil and gas reserves. By exerting its influence over Romania, Russia may be seeking to gain control over these valuable resources and secure its energy future. But what about the risks? By crossing the red line, Russia has put itself at odds with the international community, including its former allies. The consequences of this move could be severe, from economic sanctions to diplomatic isolation. So, what's driving Russia's willingness to take such risks? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Russia's motivations are driven by a desire for regional dominance, economic interests, or something else entirely? As we continue to analyze the situation, it's clear that Russia's move has set off a chain reaction of events that will have far-reaching consequences. The international community is now faced with a difficult decision: how to respond to Russia's aggression without escalating the situation further. The next few weeks will be crucial in determining the course of events, and the world will be watching with bated breath. Romania's response: a nation on high alert. As the international community grapples with the implications of Russia's actions, Romania finds itself at the forefront of the crisis. The country's strategic location, bordering Ukraine and the Black Sea, makes it a critical player in the region. In response to Russia's aggression, Romania has been on high alert, with its military and government working closely to prepare for any potential consequences. Romania's president has condemned Russia's actions, calling them a clear violation of international law and a threat to regional stability. The government has also announced plans to increase its military presence along the border with Ukraine, citing concerns about the potential for Russian aggression to spill over into Romanian territory. But Romania is not acting alone. As a member of NATO, the country has been working closely with its allies to coordinate a response to the crisis. NATO Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg has pledged support for Romania, saying that the alliance stands ready to defend its member states in the face of any threat. The European Union has also been involved, with EU leaders condemning Russia's actions and calling for a peaceful resolution to the crisis. The EU has also imposed economic sanctions on Russia, targeting key sectors such as energy and finance. As the situation continues to unfold, Romania remains on high alert, prepared for any eventuality. The country's military is on standby, ready to respond to any potential threat, while its government continues to work with international partners to find a peaceful solution to the crisis. The coming weeks will be crucial in determining the course of events, and Romania will be at the forefront of the international response. As tensions continue to rise, one thing is clear: the world is watching and the stakes are high. What do you think about Romania's response to Russia's actions? Do you think the country is doing enough to protect its interests, or should it be taking a more aggressive stance? Let us know in the comments below. As the situation in Romania continues to unfold, one thing is certain: the global implications of Russia's actions will be far-reaching. The world is indeed watching, and the stakes are higher than ever before. The question on everyone's mind is, what's next? The answer lies in the complex web of international relations and global security. Russia's actions in Romania have sent shockwaves throughout the world, with major powers scrambling to respond. The United States, China, and the European Union are all watching closely, each with their own interests and agendas. For the United States, the situation in Romania is a test of its commitment to NATO and its allies. The country has already begun to mobilize its military assets in the region, and it's likely that we'll see a significant increase in U.S. military presence in Eastern Europe in the coming weeks. China, on the other hand, is watching the situation with great interest. The country has long been a key player in global affairs, and it's likely that it will use the situation in Romania to further its own interests. China's Belt and Road Initiative, a massive infrastructure project aimed at connecting Europe and Asia, is already underway, and the country may see the situation in Romania as an opportunity to expand its influence in the region. The European Union, meanwhile, is facing a crisis of its own. The bloc has long been divided on issues related to Russia, and the situation in Romania has only exacerbated these divisions. Some member states, such as Poland and the Baltic countries, are calling for a tough stance against Russia, while others, such as Germany and France, are advocating for a more diplomatic approach. As the situation in Romania continues to unfold, one thing is clear: the world is entering a new era of tensions. The global implications of Russia's actions will be far-reaching, and it's likely that we'll see a significant increase in military spending and a further escalation of tensions between major world powers. So, what do you think about the global implications of Russia's actions in Romania? Do you think the world is headed for a new era of tensions, or can diplomacy prevail? Let us know in the comments below. If you're enjoying this analysis, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth coverage of global events. As the situation in Romania continues to unfold, it's essential to examine the potential economic fallout of Russia's actions. The consequences for global markets could be far-reaching, and it's crucial to understand the numbers behind this developing story. Firstly, let's look at the impact on trade. Romania is a key player in the European Union, and any disruption to its economy could have a ripple effect throughout the continent. According to the World Trade Organization, Romania's total trade in goods and services was valued at over $230 billion in 2020. If Russia's actions lead to a decline in trade, it could result in significant economic losses for the EU. Furthermore, the energy sector is also likely to be affected. Romania is a significant producer of oil and natural gas, and any disruption to its energy exports could have far-reaching consequences for European energy markets. In 2020, Romania's energy exports were valued at over $10 billion, with the majority going to EU countries. In terms of the global economy, the potential consequences are equally concerning. The International Monetary Fund has warned that a decline in global trade could lead to a decline in economic growth and potentially even a recession. With the global economy already facing numerous challenges, including the ongoing pandemic and rising inflation, the last thing it needs is another shock. So, what can we expect in the coming weeks and months? It's difficult to predict with certainty, but one thing is clear: the economic fallout from Russia's actions in Romania will be significant. As the situation continues to unfold, it's essential to stay informed and up to date on the latest developments. What do you think the economic consequences of Russia's actions will be? Will the global economy be able to withstand another shock, Or are we headed for a period of economic uncertainty? Let us know in the comments below. As the situation in Romania continues to unfold, it's essential to remember that behind every headline and statistic, there are real people whose lives are being affected. The human cost of Russia's actions is already being felt, and it's crucial that we take a closer look at the lives of those impacted. For many in Romania, the thought of another conflict in the region is a daunting one. The country has already taken in hundreds of thousands of refugees from Ukraine, and the prospect of having to accommodate even more is a significant concern. The Romanian government has been working to provide aid and support to those in need, but the strain on resources is beginning to show. One of the most vulnerable groups affected by Russia's actions is refugees and displaced persons. Many have been forced to flee their homes, leaving behind everything they know and love. The trauma and uncertainty they face are unimaginable, and it's essential that we do everything in our power to support them. As the situation continues to evolve, it's crucial that we consider the potential consequences for these individuals. Will they be able to find safety and security in Romania, or will they be forced to continue their journey in search of a better life? The answer to this question will depend on a variety of factors, including the response of the international community and the actions of governments in the region. What do you think is the most critical factor in determining the fate of refugees and displaced persons in this situation? Is it the response of governments, the actions of humanitarian organizations, or something else entirely? Share your thoughts in the comments below. As we move forward, it's essential that we prioritize the needs of those affected by Russia's actions. This includes providing aid and support to refugees and displaced persons, as well as working to find a peaceful resolution to the conflict. The human cost of this situation is already too high, and it's crucial that we do everything in our power to mitigate it. The lives of those affected by Russia's actions are not just statistics or headlines. They are real people with hopes, dreams, and aspirations. It's essential that we remember this as we move forward, and that we do everything in our power to support them. As we navigate the complex landscape of international relations, it's clear that the situation in Romania requires a multifaceted approach to resolve. One crucial step towards de-escalation is the re-establishment of diplomatic channels between Russia and the affected nations. But how can we achieve this, and what role can international organizations play in facilitating dialogue? The United Nations, with its long history of mediating conflicts, could be a key player in brokering a peaceful resolution. By providing a neutral platform for nations to engage in constructive dialogue, the UN can help to identify common interests and work towards mutually beneficial solutions. Moreover, organizations like the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe can leverage their expertise in conflict resolution to support the mediation process. However, for diplomacy to be effective, it's essential that all parties approach the negotiating table with a willingness to listen and compromise. This means that Russia must be willing to engage in good faith negotiations, while also being held accountable for its actions. The international community must also be prepared to offer incentives for cooperation, such as economic benefits or security guarantees. Ultimately, the road to diplomacy is long and arduous, but it's a path that we must embark on if we hope to resolve this situation peacefully. By working together, we can create a more stable and secure environment for all nations involved and help to mitigate the humanitarian impact of Russia's actions. What do you think is the most significant challenge facing diplomats in this situation, and how can we overcome it? As we move forward, it's essential that we prioritize the needs and concerns of those affected by Russia's actions. This means providing humanitarian aid, supporting refugees, and working to restore stability to the region. By doing so, we can help to alleviate the suffering of innocent civilians and create a more conducive environment for diplomacy to flourish. As we prioritize the needs and concerns of those affected by Russia's actions, it's essential to recognize the critical role of the international community in this situation. The collective response of nations can either exacerbate the crisis or help to mitigate its effects. In the face of Russia's aggressive behavior, it's crucial that the international community stands united in condemning such actions. This can be achieved through diplomatic channels, economic sanctions, and other measures that demonstrate a strong commitment to upholding international law and protecting human rights. However, it's not just about condemnation. It's also about taking concrete steps to prevent further escalation. This can involve providing humanitarian aid, supporting refugees, and working to restore stability to the region. By doing so, we can help to alleviate the suffering of innocent civilians and create a more conducive environment for diplomacy to flourish. The potential consequences of inaction are dire. If the international community fails to respond effectively, it may embolden Russia to continue its aggressive behavior, leading to further destabilization of the region and potentially even more severe consequences. On the other hand, a united and decisive response from the international community can help to deter Russia from pursuing further aggression and create an opportunity for a peaceful resolution to the crisis. It's a call to action that requires cooperation, coordination, and a commitment to upholding the principles of international law. As we move forward, it's essential that nations work together to address the root causes of this crisis and find a lasting solution that promotes peace, stability, and security for all parties involved. The international community must demonstrate its resolve and work collectively to prevent further escalation and promote a peaceful resolution. The fate of the region and its people hangs in the balance, and it's up to the international community to take a stand and make a difference. Will we rise to the challenge and work together to prevent further conflict, or will we stand idly by and allow the situation to deteriorate further? The choice is ours, and the consequences of our actions will be felt for generations to come. As we consider the potential long-term implications of Russia's actions in Romania, it's clear that the future of global politics is at a crossroads. The world is watching as a new normal begins to take shape, one in which traditional alliances are being tested and the rules of international relations are being rewritten. The consequences of this new reality will be far-reaching, with potential impacts on global security, economic stability, and the very fabric of our societies. One possible outcome is a world in which nations are increasingly polarized, with the United States and its allies on one side, and Russia and its partners on the other. This could lead to a new era of Cold War-style tensions, with proxy conflicts and espionage operations becoming more common. Alternatively, we may see a world in which nations are forced to work together to address common challenges, such as climate change and pandemics, leading to a new era of cooperation and diplomacy. But there's another possibility, one in which the international community comes together to condemn Russia's actions and demand accountability. This could lead to a new era of global governance, one in which nations work together to prevent conflicts and promote peace and stability. It's a future in which the United Nations and other international organizations play a more prominent role, and in which nations are held accountable for their actions. So what can we do to shape this future? First and foremost, we must continue to speak out against Russia's aggression and demand that it respect the sovereignty of its neighbors. We must also work to strengthen our alliances and partnerships, and to build new relationships with nations that share our values. And we must continue to invest in diplomacy and international cooperation, working to build a world in which conflicts are resolved peacefully and nations work together to address common challenges. The future of global politics is uncertain, but one thing is clear. The choices we make today will have far-reaching consequences for generations to come. Will we rise to the challenge and work together to build a more peaceful and stable world? Or will we stand idly by and allow the situation to deteriorate further? The choice is still ours, and it's not too late to make a difference. As we conclude our discussion on why Russia just crossed the red line in Romania, it's essential to summarize the key points and takeaways. We've explored the complex web of international relations, the historical context of the region, and the far-reaching consequences of Russia's actions. We've also examined the potential responses from NATO, the EU, and other global players, as well as the implications for global security and stability. One thing is clear. The situation in Romania is a wake-up call for the international community. It's a reminder that the rules-based order is under threat, and that we need to work together to protect our shared values and interests. The choice is still ours, and it's not too late to make a difference. As we look to the future, it's essential to stay informed and engaged. The situation in Romania is just one part of a larger global puzzle, and understanding the complexities of international relations is crucial for making sense of the world around us. That's why we invite you to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth analysis and commentary on global events. Our team of experts is dedicated to providing you with the insights and perspectives you need to stay ahead of the curve. From the latest developments in Ukraine to the implications of China's rise, we'll be covering it all. So what do you think is the most pressing challenge facing the international community today? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think we're doing enough to address the crisis in Romania, or is more action needed? Let us know. As we move forward, it's essential to remember that the choices we make today will have far-reaching consequences for generations to come. Let's work together to build a more peaceful and stable world, where the rules-based order is protected and our shared values are respected. Thanks for joining us on this journey, and we look forward to continuing the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to like and share this video with your friends and family, and we'll see you in the next one.